Alright guys, welcome to this video. What is this video? I'm sure you can tell by the title, but I'm going to go through everything I kind of eat on a normal day when I am bulking. There are slight changes to it, like one day a week I like to have a bolognese night, just have spaghetti bolognese, absolutely brilliant. On the weekends I'll probably have a takeaway or something. Some days I just change it up because it is a bulk and it's not going to have to be so strict, and sometimes you get bored of the same foods. However, for now I'm going to show you what a regular, normal kind of day of eating on the bulk is like. So, first things first, start off with breakfast. I will go show you that right now. Okay, we are back. Starting off with these, I'm sure you can see that, gluten-free fiber flakes. For those of you that don't know, I am not a pedantic, skinny American white girl. I unfortunately cannot eat gluten. I have something called celiac disease. Very, very bad. Not a good idea. Although in my youth I still did it a couple of times when I say a couple of times, quite a few times when I probably shouldn't have. But I'm a lot wiser now, a lot smarter, and I don't want to kill myself. So starting off with fiber flakes. Fiber is incredible. Just in general for keeping your bowels and your stomach and your entire digestive tract healthy. It just helps move food through much better, much easier. I like it especially on a bulk because of the volume of food you consume. So yeah, perfect way to start the day. I just have a big fat off bowl of that. Will I measure it? Of course not. When I'm dieting I do measure my foods out, but again, bulking, just want to hit those macros and stay over them, have yourself in a calorie surplus and be training very, very hard. Nice and simple, not so restrictive, just have what you like, figure it out later. That's my motto anyway. So I'm going to show you roughly how many I have. I mean, it will change day to day, but we'll do that and then we'll take you on to whatever I eat next. Who knows? I'm joking, I do know. Right, catch you in a bit. Alright guys, just in case you guys were wondering why I use semi-skimmed milk. Skimmed milk, they replace a lot of the fat with sugar to make it taste better, which is, I suppose it's alright if you don't want your fats to be high, but sugar's just not great in general. Full fat milk, really high in fat obviously, so I like the semi-skimmed as a bit of an intermediate, in-between stage that has the best of both worlds without going overboard on one or the other. The other thing is the gluten-free fiber flakes do taste entirely of cardboard, so I'm going to put a little bit of sugar on there. I know I just said sugar's bad, but a little sprinkle, tiniest little amount, won't make too much difference. But like I say, if everything you're having is low fat, reduced fat, they actually replace a lot of that with sugar or sweeteners. And low sugar things, read the ingredients, there's always going to be sucralose or other types of sweeteners in there which are, in my opinion, worse for you. But anyway, sprinkle a little bit of sugar on there and then crack on with the day. Alrighty then guys, I have just been out, come back in, ran some errands, picked a few things up, went to the bank, the usual boring stuff. Now it's time for the second meal of the day. As those of you who've watched this channel for a long time through my other series may know, I'm a big fan of like either bacon cheese toasties or ham cheese toasties. I think in terms of the time they take and the macros you can get in them, if you use the right types of the ingredients, can be an absolutely fantastic bulking meal, although it might not seem like your usual chicken and rice or whatever it is, and rice or pasta. That comes later on, but something that's quick, easy to make and tastes good, I think it's brilliant. So normally I've got time today, so I would do a bacon and cheese toastie, a little bit more elaborate but tastes better in my opinion. But I'm going to do a video I think on how, in my opinion, to make a really good bacon and cheese toastie. So I'm going to leave that for now, and today I'm just going to do a cheese and ham toasty. I hear you say, you know, cheese, it's got to be bad for you, ham, toasty, what? Well, the bread I use, again, because it's gluten-free, a normal slice of bread might have, say, 15-20 grams of carbs, and nearly half of that will be sugar. Now in the gluten-free, this is just in the white bread, mind you, the brown bread is even better, but there is 17 grams of carbs per slice, because they're not particularly massive slices, but only 1.7, I think, 1.4 or 1.7 grams of sugar from that carbohydrate intake. So very, very good, slow digesting carbs, excellent. Next up is cheese. You know, if you get cheese, it's high in protein. Yes, there's fat in there, but for the most part, they are good fats. They are natural and they are good for you as much as fat can be. And then also the ham. Now, the ham is again more protein, and if you get a nice lean cut of ham, there's going to be minimal fat in there. And try and get one that is a little bit more expensive, because then that way you don't get the added water, you don't get the added salt, and it should just be really good quality meat. You bang them all in a toasty maker, and 2-3 minutes later you have a delicious meal that is brilliant for your macros. It's a good source of calories, so you don't have to worry about trying to get those calories up. Perfect way to do it. And they say you should like butter the toasty makers, or you can alternatively just do this in a normal toaster. I do it in a toaster maker because I'm lazy, but yeah, normally you should butter it, I don't. What happens then is you end up destroying them, but this costs like £6, something like that, so I'm just going to replace them every couple of months if they end up getting a bit damaged or whatever. If it saves me having to butter it up every time, then I'm okay with that. So I'm going to show you that quickly, do a little montage of making it, show you what it looks like, tuck into that, and then when I eat again, I will show you exactly what I'm having. And also, while I'm here, I'm about to go do some work. So I've got one of these 0-calorie Monster energy drinks. I suppose because I'm bulking, I could have, you know, a normal one with all of the sugar and everything else in it. I don't particularly feel the need for that, and I prefer the taste of these ones anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crack on with some work, and I'll show you guys what I have when I reach my next meal. Alright boys and girls, just going to interject right here. I did have footage on the day of me going through the calories, the macros and whatnot in the meal that's about to come, but I deleted the footage of it because I have so much stuff on my camera. I went through and just deleted stuff I thought I'd already put on the computer, but there was one section of video that I hadn't done so, and that was that part. So let me just run through it real quick. So what we're having is a bowl of pasta, a bit of bacon in there, and I'm chucking some mayonnaise in just to give it a bit of flavour and a bit of, so it's not so dry, a bit of moisture. So mayonnaise, fat, protein from eggs. Eggs are the best thing ever, so we know that that's a good source of fat and protein. Second off, bacon. I like the flavour of it, who doesn't? But bacon, it's not the leanest of meats, but again, we are bulking, so on a cut, maybe that would be chicken, turkey, something like that. But because this is bulk and the calories, they're not as important to be exact, we're going to go for some bacon because it tastes real good. And then the pasta itself is again gluten-free, and as you'll see now on the box, that means there is a high amount of carbohydrates in it, but a very, very low amount of those are sugars. So it's a real good meal, nice, filling, really sort of get you through the day until the final meal. And it's just a good source, again, of good carbs, protein, and good fats. So it all makes sense. I'll show you me making that now, and then I'll catch up with you a little bit later. guys, so last meal of the day, it's getting on a little bit now, but I'm just going to show you why I'm having now. Usually it would be some form of carbohydrate, whether that be potato, pasta, rice, something along those lines with some meat, chicken, turkey, beef, pork, literally anything as long as there's a higher protein value in there, and also good carbs, not too many bad carbs if we can avoid it. Probably should have some vegetables, but I don't. I just kind of cut them out and I just go with the fats, the proteins and the carbs in the meat and the actual carbohydrate source. But today we're having something a little bit different. I've got this Muscle Food high protein, gluten-free, stone baked chicken tikka pizza. It's 461 calories in the pizza, and the macros are as follows. There is 16.7 grams of fat, 9 grams of that saturated. There is 44.1 grams of carbohydrates, and this is the kicker, 2.7 grams of that is sugar, the rest good carbs. And then protein, there's nearly 30 grams of protein, 28.8 to be exact. So it's an excellent thing to have. Just going to bang that in the oven, and that will be me done for today. I will also have a protein shake with that, just my protein, 2 scoops. That's another 45-50 grams of protein to round off the day, and that's pretty much what I'll have on a regular day of my bulk. I suppose there'll also be other bits and pieces thrown in, snacks here and there if I want to treat, something like that. I'm not going to be incredibly strict because I am bulking and because it is a little bit more lenient. But yeah, that is basically what I would have on a day-to-day basis. Like I say, it will change in and out, different things, but that is the general gist of what I have on a day-to-day basis when I am bulking. So I'll show you a little montage of me making the food and eating it, and then that will be the end of the video. So thank you guys for watching. As always, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with what's happening on the channel. There are many more videos coming very soon. So without further ado, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.